There we go. The floor is yours, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'll tell you what, that's optimistic. That's the last slide. We'll get there. So let's get to the first one. And I really understand. I do stand between you and your lunch. So we'll be succinct. We'll be a little bit funny. Hopefully we'll be impactful and you'll learn more about what we're doing. Quite frankly, I'm humbled by the partners that we're here with. Josh and the guys at Speechmatics, David, and things like that. We work with them every day with our different customers and stuff like that. Real quality people, quality organization, as well as thank you, Kaltura, for bringing us all together. Tiffany and Anna, you guys run a great program. We know we're very early in the cycle to do it, but we have very high expectations and we enjoy working with you and working with the customers where we can help them. So the problem that we solve is that the information inside your audio and your video, it's really hard to discover, navigate, and search within it. You know, it's just hard. There's just so much transcript, there's so much video, there's so much captions. If you don't have a tool that'll help organize that and put it into a format that we're all used to, you know, so we solve that problem using our own generative AI. We work with lots of different video platforms. We work with other different transcription companies, things like that. But at this moment in time, this is the best solution that we have. And I think it's the best solution in the industry today. So that's kind of what we do. Just briefly by show of hands, how many people here use chapters at their own site? No, not too many. A couple of them, right? So we're the auto chapter company. We use AI to automatically create the chapters or table of contents around your video. Now, who likes doing their chapters, actually building their chapters? Yeah? I think significantly less because it's hard. It's really hard. It's time consuming. So we've automated that process from there. And our solution, we automatically create an actionable table of contents or actionable chapters, including summaries, including titles, including concepts that are discussed within that video, and we make it searchable and navigable so that you can find what you want to have. You know, you wouldn't buy a $300 textbook if it didn't have a table of contents. Well, why would you invest an hour of your time in a video if you didn't have those chapters to find exactly what you want to find? That's the problem that we solve. And then who do we help? You know, we help people like professors and content creators because we make it easy for their audiences to find the knowledge that's included in that. And again, we stand on the shoulders of people before us, people like Speechmatics, people like 3Play Media, where they give you great transcripts, great captions, things like that. We take that great caption and we take it to the next level with that. For students, enhanced discovery, so you can find what you're looking for in a fraction of the time we normally do. For researchers, we have researchers who their job is to find current things around evolving industries and research, biochem, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and things like that. This information is changing so quickly, by the time it hits print, it's out of date. So they take conference videos, they Ziotag them, and then search them to find exactly what they're looking for in a timely fashion. And it's simple. It's push a button and it happens. You know, it's not a big deal. It's very low friction on how it comes together. And Jabari is going to give us a demo of it later on. And then it's researchers, and then it's publishers and aggregators. People who bring together all this content. They might be doing chapters now. They're probably sending it offshore. They're probably spending a fortune, and it probably takes a really long time. And the quality of it might be suspect. We solve that problem. We do it automatically. We have an automatic version of it, and we have a human curated version of it. And so we can meet you exactly where you are on where you are with your budget. And this is what it looks like. Here's a 1-hour video by Bill Gates. As you see on the right-hand side, There was a transcript there. We took the transcript and we built a beautiful table of contents using the Kaltura chapter function. And in it, it's right there. It's very easy to find. You can click around on it. You can search a video. You can search a gallery of videos, thousands of videos. Find the video, the moment in time of the video where your concept is being discussed. And Jabari is going to give us that demo later on. And who do we serve? The audiences we serve. Matter of fact, I'll tell you, I met Tracy from Boston University October last year at an educational conference. She came up to our booth and we were talking about it. And she says, wow, Jeff, what you've got is really, really interesting. I can see how it works for people who have vision issues because you can use a screen reader to toggle through the table of contents. That makes sense. And she says, I can see how for deaf people, they would want to use the table of contents. And then when they find what they want, they can flip to the transcript and they can consume it that way. And then learning disabilities, people with attention deficit, Asperger's, autism, neurodiverse, they need the structure of the table of contents in order to stay focused on that. And she says, quite frankly, there isn't a student at Boston University who could not make use of this. And when we bring it in, we can't just do it for people with disabilities. It would have to be for everybody at the campus. And I agree with him. Just like everybody uses captions, everybody uses transcripts today, everybody's going to use chapters and table of contents in the future. We did a pilot with about 10 schools as we were engaging with Kaltura. And the name of the campaign was called Chapter Like a Champion, so that you can just press a button and your chapters come back to you and they look really beautiful. And so we're building upon that. What we found from that program and from work with our customers is that there's a 300% increase in speed on doing discovery, search, and navigation around educational video. For enhanced comprehension, those people that might have some challenges, things like that, they got dramatically increased comprehension from there. And we're doing some studies in the fall with professors from Minnesota that are working on that. Interesting enough, a reduction in mind wandering. Because you've got the ability to control your own experience and you can click around on the chapters on it, you can control it, you can stay focused. And then if you stop, you need to come back to it, it's very easy to do that. And if you're delivering robust chapters via manual basis for educational content, we deliver it faster, better, and cheaper from them on roughly 70% less from what our customers were paying to what they pay for us now. And that's it. Happy to take your questions. We're outside on the other side of this. I was kidding Anna earlier. I said we're at the kids' table at Thanksgiving. But anyway, please come by and see us. We actually have a hard copy version of our table of contents that we call our Zio Notes, which is like a Cliff Notes generator for educational video. We have some handouts of that for that. We're getting some very good response from that. As good as it is to have the chapters within your video, if you had it on a document, a PDF, a Word document, and it was available as a enhanced educational tool for learners, that would be helpful. And we are, make sure to drop by, we are giving away an Amazon Fire Stick at the end of the day. Jabari, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Jeff. We appreciate your time. Now I really am the last thing before lunch. So I just wanted to go through just very quickly, just a couple of those workflows and to showcase some of the things that Jeff was just speaking to. So I'm going to show a couple of different workflows here. First, in Kaltura Media Space, one of the great things about the integration, actually while I'm doing this, show of hands of those in the room, and if you are joining us virtually, you can also raise your hand as well, of people who are familiar with the Reach workflow. Show of hands, Reach workflow for ordering captions or audio descriptions. I got maybe about 33% here. For those who are online, we'll have your results on there, but please be sure to give a reaction for the question I just asked. And it doesn't help if I try to do a time killer if I type my password in wrong. So the key is here, and it's still not letting me log in. So we'll just go ahead and do an audible. And we will go in and essentially we'll go over to Blackboard. So respective of Blackboard being the learning management system here at Boston University, we also have the ability for anything that you want to order, want to create for Reach, whether that is just standard ASR, whether that is audio descriptions or advanced audio descriptions, whether that is the chaptering. You have the ability to order all of those options, all of those things here, whether you're in Kaltura Media Space or in a learning management system. If we consider Ziotag, because that was the most recent one we spoke to, right? One of the greatest things that you have when you're in any kind of media gallery in the learning management system or in media space, you have the searchability. Now, a lot of people recognize the search, right? But the greater thing about the search, and if we consider Ziotag here, so we're speaking from the frame of Ziotag and those automatic chapters, is that what I'm actually able to see here is that not only do I get the captions that comes part of that searchability results, but I also get these actual words that show up in those chapters that were provided from Ziotag. Now, the great part about this is that even when I do that, I can go into full screen if I so choose to go into full screen, and I can see all of the chapters here on the right-hand side of the video. So I actually have the video, I still have my captions, and I have these chapters here with title and the text as well. While I'm here in the video, I can still do more searching, right? So again, if I wanted to search for genetics here while I'm actually in the video, I can still do that. And if I actually were to, before I clicked on that, if I were to go back and search, you can see the results here as I type. And I can't see over my microphone, so excuse my very bad typing. I still can't see. Okay, here we go. So we can see here, I have my search results here in chapters and also in captions. And you can also do this as part of the V7 player. So just as a quick anecdotal note, if you have not updated to the V7 player, you can contact your Kaltura representative for that as well. In addition, and just one other point I'd like to point out is just when we talk about students, when we talk about learning, right, the first thing somebody does when they want to figure out something is that they pull up Google and they search, right? What Ziotag does, what Speechmatic does, what 3Play does is that it adds all that value, all that metadata to these videos, right? We all know our students are looking for the fastest way to get to information, right? And that's really what this aids them in, is that regardless of what their needs are, whether they're studying for a test, whether they're just reviewing for their own self, right? They have access to the data as quickly as possible. They're able to go directly to the location where they need to go. It helps them with their focus, right? As someone who struggles with ADHD, right, I can actually say, okay, I need to focus on this particular subject, and I'm able to do that with our partners. So that is one of the greatest things about this, and that's really what we can do, again, to aid our students as we consider video as the future, the current, and also the future of education. I don't think I have anything else, and I am the last thing between you and lunch. So I will ask if there are any other questions, any comments, any ideas here before I move on. You know, that is a good question. So yeah, so sorry. So the question was, there we go.
I was uncomfortable with everyone going to lunch right away, so no. How long does it take to generate the chapters?
So that's a good question. So based on the length of the video, I'll actually have Jeff or Teresa's going to come up and answer that question much better than I. As far as the ordering options, as far as that. Would you like to speak to that, Teresa? This is Teresa from Ziotag.
Teresa Dandrad. Nice to see everyone. And come over to our booth and we can do this, you know, in depth if you like. But yeah, in general, it depends on the length of the video, it depends on the quality of the audio and things like that. But I can say it'll be between, let's talk about a 1 hour video. It could be between 5 to 15 minutes before you get that back, if you want the fully automated one. If you want the curated one, then we're talking about, in general, 2-day response time.
And just because we did miss that earlier, for those who are paying attention, that reach ordering workflow, whenever you go into My Media, if you're able to log into Media Space, it works there as well, but because I cannot, I'll do it from our Blackboard environment. But when you go into My Media, based on the entitlements that are available to you based on your role, you can go in and you can check any number of media that you have already curated in your My Media, and you can go through the caption and enrich workflow. Excuse me. And from here, you have all the different options that are available to you. Now, again, like I said, in Media Space, you'll be able to have a lot more options here in this particular environment. I have a few, but you can choose from your professional services where you'll have the advanced audio descriptions if you've subscribed to that service, as well as chaptering and all of this. And when you submit this request, it goes through an approval process based on your institution's needs. So you can have either your accessibility director or other people. There even is an opportunity for profiles. So that way, if you need to segregate how different departments can order or what options they have available to them, you can do that through this workflow as well. So, but